everybody, how are you doing? It's Lizzie right here. I'm Lizzie Kamonde. If you're new in this place, you're very much welcome. This is a place where mostly we talk about relationship matters and also some other things that they are involved in our lives and all that. And if you're new, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you're new, kindly consider to subscribe, and the Lord will bless you greatly. And for the new people, you're very much welcome. And today I want us to discuss about money issue. When I say money issue, I'm talking about money, the contribution money brings in a family setups, and what money can do, and what money can money really affect a family setup? Can money really affect so many things in the family? Because these are some of the things that sometimes we don't discuss and we feel like it's okay, but these are some of the things that they are causing a lot of havoc in families. These are some of the things that they are causing a lot of heartbreaks in marriages. It's causing a lot of, you find like family, because of money issue, there is a lot of conflicts. There is a lot of there is so much that is happening when it comes to money. And this is I want us to discuss, because if we won't know about these things, sometimes we may end up not bringing the best out of our family, but we may end up having issues now and then. Because I want to talk to a girl child. I want to talk to a woman out there. I want to talk to a lady out there who sometimes we feel like, yeah, I'm married and my husband is the one who's supposed to provide for the family. And it's true. That's the work of that man. He's supposed to provide for the family. But I also want you to understand that as a woman, you also have a very big role to play, because you find like majority of the ladies, they are at home. They are at home. They are not working. They are not. There is nothing that they bring in the table in that family. And you find like when issue come up in that marriage, this woman is in a place where there is nothing she can be able to do, because there is nothing she can be able to go, as in she doesn't have financial capacity. And because of that, you find like she's been taken for granted, and because she doesn't have security or finances, you find like, let me tell you one thing. You need to understand that money gives you a voice. Money gives you a place to stand. Money gives you security. Money gives you a pride as a woman. Money places you above. And there are things, when you have money, you can say, no, it cannot happen like this. There are things like you can't be taken for granted. You can't just be treated anyhow, because you have your own money. And because you have your own money, you have a say. But in most cases, I've seen where you find like a woman, she's not working. A woman, she's at home. She takes care of the children. And that is where you find like there is a lot infidelity in the family. You find like there is a lot that is happening in that family, because in most cases, a man feel like you're good for nothing. A man feel like you cannot do without him. A man feel like there is nothing you can do. A man feel like there is nothing you can do. And that is why you're finding like even there is a lot of violence in the family setups. There is a lot of violence. There is a lot of infidelities. There is a lot of there is so much that is happening in that family, because a man feels like there is nothing you can do. And in that position where you're being taken for granted, where you cannot voice out your opinion, you cannot voice out what you feel, you're in a place where whatever comes on your way, you're so ready to take it in, because there is nothing you can be able to do. And that is why you find like you hear stories, a woman telling you like, my husband brought a woman in my house and they came and they slept in our matrimonial bed. and they threw me out of they threw me out of the bedroom to sit in the sitting room or to go and sleep with their kids. But do you really think a woman who has her own money, a woman who have the capacity to be able to make her life better because she has her own money, do you really think there is a man who can be able to come and do such a woman like that? The reason as to why these cases, they are coming up, and you find like there is a lot of violence in the family. You hear like a man slapped you once, you didn't talk. He slapped you another time, you didn't talk. He slapped you another time, and because he knows very well you're in a place where you're so helpless, you're in a place where you feel like, all right, you can't go to your family, you cannot go back to your family, it will be a shame to go back to your family. So you feel like you just better persevere. And that is why you find it like today, you find like unasikia cases where a woman have been killed by the husband, and in most cases is because you are in a place where even if you saw the danger in the marriage, you're in a place there is nothing you can be able to do because you are financially crippled. You're financially crippled. So in that position, there is nothing you can be able to do. So it is whatever you're served, you have to eat in that plate. Whatever comes on your way, you have to take it because you are helpless. And today I want to talk to a lady, because we are discussing here. I want to talk to a lady and I want to ask you, do you really think if you have your own money, if you have your own place to stand, you can be treated the way you are being treated today? I'm talking about this because I've been there. I know where the man feels like you cannot breathe, you cannot survive without him. It's like he's the one who, as in he's everything to you. And that is why madharau, madharau aianzangi once, madharau inaanzanga one time. He comes and do this to you and you didn't talk, because of course there is fear that he's gonna maybe tell you pack your things and leave. Tomorrow he does for you something else, and because you're in a place where you can't talk, you're choked, you cannot talk, and it's like, this one, I know there is nothing she can be able to do. So that is why the man will have even guts to even go and bring a woman in the house, because he knows very well there is nothing, nowhere you can go. It's like you cannot, literally you cannot do anything. And literally that's the truth. That's the truth. Because if you go to your friends, they'll get tired of you very quickly. And sometimes we even allow our kids to go through all this torture. We allow our kids to go through all this torture because they see whatever is happening in that family. They can see clearly whatever is happening in that family, but they're in a place where they can't also talk because the mother is there, the mother is helpless, they cannot talk. But listen, when a woman has money, you are so empowered. You have a voice. You can be able to voice out, and you can speak your mind out, and you can be heard. When your woman is empowered, you can make decisions over your family. You can make some decisions, the things that they're not running well in your family, you can make decisions. And let me tell you, that man cannot just treat you anyhow. You can't just be treated anyhow. Sometimes you find like he's making decisions without even consulting you. Actually, the person that he consults, it is their family. He consults their mother, their brother, he consults their family. You'll just utastukia too, something has happened in the family, but you're not involved from the beginning. Why? Because it feels like there is nothing you can really contribute in the family. There is nothing you can bring in the family. And that is why you find like you're going through so much. You're so tormented. You're going through so much emotionally. You're so drained emotionally. You're so drained emotionally, and you're in a place where you feel like you cannot take it anymore, but you're in a place where nothing you can be able to do. There is nothing. You are crippled. You are helpless. You cannot be able to do anything because you feel like if I leave, he's treating me like this. But if I leave, where will I go? Where will I go? Or what am I supposed to do? But A woman who is empowered financially, there is respect. That man respects you so much because he doesn't know what you can be able to do. A woman that makes things happen, men fear that woman. A woman that makes things, men fear that kind of a woman because they don't really know the next move, what you're planning or what you can be able to do. You're being respected. You can have a voice. You can be able to plan. You can be able to you have a voice. You can be able to know and to decide what you really want for your family. But the moment you're in a place where you cannot be able, you are financially crippled, you are financially low, that is a place where your voice, even if you have ideas, even if you want the best for that family, even if you want to contribute on some things, your ideas and your contribution, they means nothing to that person. Why? Because they feel like you're lazy, they feel you're weak, they feel like you're just good for nothing, they feel like you cannot survive without them. You can't survive without them. And that is why as women, we need to come to a place to be able to know, no, I'm a housewife, fine, but I need to know, what can I do? What can I do? Apart from what my husband gives me, but what can I also do? What can I also contribute in this family? Let me tell you one thing. A woman that makes things happen for that family, a woman that makes things happen for a family, that man respect that woman. Why? Because you know, sometimes you'll call your husband and he will not even pick your calls because he knows very well the only thing you make calls is to say, we want this. We want this. There is nothing. Hakuna unga kwa nyumba. We want this in them. You know, those kind of things. And this man is like, God, it's all about give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me. But when will it be? When can it be a time where you call him and tell him, honey, today, he didn't even leave money in the house, but you tell him, honey, today, I'm making a special dinner for us, and I want you to come early because I want to surprise you. And your husband comes and you serve him with nice meal that he did not even contribute towards. You go shop for him. You go do some shopping for him. You know very well, men, they're weak. They're not good in doing shopping and all that. You go do shopping for your husband. Surprise him. Surprise him. Do something. Spice up your marriage. Spice up your marriage with this kind of things. Because sometimes women say, no, kama nipei, kama yeye ajanipatia hiyo pesa endo ufanye kitu fulani, then I cannot be able to do it. But if you want the best for your family, if you want the best, if you want to enjoy your marriage, you need to spice up your marriage. Like he's giving you 300 every day. Why don't you keep 100 shillings and come up with a plan on what you want to do with that 100 shillings? When it are piled up, maybe it is 3,000, and think how you can open up a small shop. Think how you can start up a side hustle for yourself, because if anything happens, at least you know very well you can chip in. The husband knows very well. At least akikwama huko, if he calls the wife anamwambia, honey, I need 3,000. But he knows very well you're in a position to tell him it's all right, I'm sending you right now. But a place where a husband knows very well, the last person that he can call, that is why he will not even involve you in his things, because he knows very well there is nothing that you can do. As in, he knows very well nothing you can be able to do. But we need, as a woman, you need to think. You need to think how you can be able to spice up your marriage. You need to think how you can make things work for your marriage. You need to think how you can make life easier for your husband. That he knows very well. We are called helpers. We are not just called helpers just to help in the house, but we are called helpers to help even in finances. You might not really do a lot. You might not really do a lot. But at least, maybe probably you are seeing hakuna utensils kwa nyumba, but you're so wise to know very well, all right, I can be able to know how I can be able to improvise. I can be able to know how I can be able to do in this. Ingia chama. Things how you can be able to work out things for yourself. Not always you call your husband for everything. That is where you find like he gets tired. he really gets tired. And because he feels like you have become a liability. He feels like you're like a small child, like cannot be able to do anything unless somebody come and help that person in that place. But you need to be that person that makes things happen. Wacha kuwa nasema, hey, my wife makes things happen. My wife ni ule msee, as in my wife is that kind of a person. Come up with ideas, things how you can be able to spy, so that you will, because today, majority of the people who are in marriages, they are just there waitanishwe tu, they are just there to have a title like a married. But if you ask those people what they are going through in that marriage, it's hell for them. But you can think how you can be able, because most of the time we just think how somebody can do for us. But can't you also think what you can be able to do to contribute to bring the best out of it? Can't you think how you not say that I'm praying for my husband to change, but don't you think that there are things that you can be able to do in the family? Or don't you think that things that you can be able to contribute in the family, and they can make him change his perspective and his ways of doing things, because he can see that you really want the best. You're also playing a very big role in the family. You're really playing a very big role in the family. You're that kind of a woman that makes things happen. You know, but sometimes we really leave the whole burden onto them. And analipa school fees. He's the one who is paying the house rent. He's the one who is buying food. He's the one who is doing everything. As in everything, literally everything is him. Everything is him. And sometimes he feels like I'm tired. And that is why sometimes they don't even come in the house early. Because they are like, they are tired of the same routine of life. Same routine of life. They are tired of coming in the house because it's from one issue to another issue. It is from one issue to another issue. But why don't we think how we can be able to spice up our marriage? And the only way we can be able to do that is when we're empowered financially. You say, yes, I have a career and I've been looking for a job, but I've not gotten a job yet. And that is why I'm still here. But you can create one. You can create one. Why don't you think venye utaenda Gikomba ununue blouses and you start selling them? You go and buy them for 50 shillings. You come and iron them, wash them well, and start selling them at 150. You've already gotten your 100 shillings out of one blouse of it. Why don't you think how you can start a kibanda chapati and start selling chapati for people? Why don't you come up with ideas? It is not necessary for you to be employed, for you to make an income, an extra income, but you can be able to come up with ideas. And after some time, you look back and you're like, oh my God, I've really made a very big progress. I've really made a very big progress. I didn't really know I can be able to reach up to this place. Why don't you start up something without even telling him? And right along, you tell him, honey, this is what I've been doing. And imagine this is what it has been bringing for me. You know, sometimes we say like men wanasemanga, I don't want my wife to work. But listen, it's true. He might say that he doesn't want you to work. But literally, can you start making things happen in that family? Usikie kama atakwambia, I don't want you to work. Where you have an extra coin, like you're making things happen in that family. Like literally, alipata hakuna kitu fulani, but all of a sudden he comes and find a house. Yani nyumba imefanywa things that he could not even expect without him paying for it, without him being involved with it. I mean, let's think as women. Let's not always complain, and let us not always see our husbands as the ones who are on the wrong, but sometimes we have pushed them to be who they are. Sometimes we have pushed them because we are just there of nipe. We are just there. And sometimes it really shocks them and they feel like, oh God, I'm tired. Sometimes they just want to go and chill out with the big boys. Why? Because they know, familiar, it is issues after issues, it is after issues. But why don't you think how you can spice up your marriage? Think how you can be able to spice up your marriage and you get the best out of it. Whatever you put inside, stop having expectation, but contribute towards it. Contribute towards it to get the best out of it. And I want to tell you, you're gonna enjoy it at the end of the road. I've had cases of women who tells you, this is what I'm going through, but you ask that woman, okay, what are you doing? What do you do for a living? And he tells you, no, me, I'm just a housewife, and me, I feel like I cannot take it anymore. This is how my husband is treating me. I don't know what to do. But you see, that person knows very well, even if he pushes you to the corner, nothing you can do. There is no decision you can make for your life. But see a woman that has her own money. That man treats you with a lot of respect. That man doesn't just play around with you, because he knows very well anytime he plays with you, anajua vizuri sana, you can just, you can just make your decisions and like, I'm out of this. I'm like, I cannot take this anymore. But the moment you're in a place where you're so helpless, you're in a place where there is nothing you can be able to do, then you are in to get whatever comes on your way. You are in to digest. You are in to eat everything. You are in to take everything that comes on your way, because there is nothing you can be able to do. Let us raise standards as women. Let us raise our own standard. Let's raise our own standard by having our own financial strength, by empowering ourselves financially, so that we can have a say, we can have a voice in that family, and we can get the best out of it all. I want you to talk down there, and I want you to tell me what you think about what we are discussing today. If that is what is really if it is true, it's really happening like that, comment down there and tell me what you think about it. God bless you for watching, and kindly, if you have not yet subscribed, kindly do so, and the Lord will bless you. God bless you.